Hello everyone, and welcome back to Rollsicle. I, of course, am Nathaniel, one of the hosts here at Rollsicle, and I'm bringing you guys a little bit of a different video today. This, if you don't know behind me, is the home screen for Magic the Gathering Arena. It is the online client for Magic the Gathering, a card game put out by Wizards of the Coast, same people that make D&D and stuff like that. And it's a very, very popular card game. I do enjoy it, as you guys have seen some Magic content on the channel, but you have not seen any Arena content yet. And so if you guys don't know, Arena offers a lot of different ways to play Magic, and there are a ton of different ways to play Magic. I might make a video on that at some point, or me and Ashley both might, but that's not really the focus of today. The focus of today is specifically a type of playing Magic called Limited, which is, if you don't know anything about card games, you can imagine that most ways of playing card games, you build a deck, you show up to the store, you play your card game, right? But in Limited, in Magic the Gathering, you build your deck as part of the game that you're playing. So you don't come in with the deck built, you actually get there, you receive cards, and then you build a deck. Now, there's two different ways to play it. There's sealed and draft, and we're going to be playing draft today. But the focus of this video specifically, you might not know this, obviously, but I am on an alternate account of mine, and that's because I don't really want to do this on my main account. But today we are going to be playing some Pioneer Masters, which is the newest set, quote unquote, put out on Arena. And we're going to be drafting it for the very first time. I have not looked into Pioneer Masters at all. So the gimmick of this video is Pioneer Masters draft, but I don't know what I'm doing. That's sort of the entire gimmick of it. So I am going to read this just so I have a general idea of what the different color combinations do, but it's not going to be very descriptive. So for those of you that don't know, also, if you can hear some banging in the background, I really do apologize. Those are my roommates, and I can't stop them from whatever hectic things they're doing in the kitchen. But I've restarted recording this video like 12 times and I give up. So, all right, so this is what we're looking at. So select one card at a time from rotating draft pack. So the way that draft works, if you don't know, this will be one of the only times I explain it on the channel, but I will go ahead and explain it, and I might a few other times, is that you open a pack. A pack of Magic the Gathering cards comes with like 14 to 15 cards. You pull one card from the pack, you pass it to your left. A group of 8 people is what they run on Magic Arena. And then, yeah, someone from your right will pass you a pack. And so it goes around the table, you pick another card, and you draft the deck that you're going to be playing with. You do that for 3 different packs. Each time you switch up the direction, so you go to the left, then you go to the right, then you go to the left for each of your packs. And you typically want to draft into 2 colors. So we have white, blue, blue, black, red, green, green, white, black, blue, red, black, green, red, white, or green and blue. Those are the 10 different 2-color combinations. And you typically want to try to focus on those. And they will tend to have a theme. So in this case, we have white and blue as tempo flyers. You are going to cast a lot of flyers, and then you use instants and other tricks to hold the ground until your flying creatures soar to victory. So flyers are really powerful in the fact that they can't be blocked unless your opponent has flyers or reach or something crazy like that. I mean, I guess it's not crazy, but something along those natures. So flyers tend to be able to get in your chip damage. They tend to be what we call evasion, which we'll get into bread in a little bit. It's an acronym for drafting. Then you have blue-black graveyard control. So control just means you're in it for the long game. Dominate the long game with staggering spells that use your graveyard as resources to get the win. Deadly mid-range burn and destroy your opponent's threats as you take the lead. We have red-green is going to be a power matters. Might makes right. Field the best creatures, hit hard, and make short work of the opposition. Green-white is enchantments. So that's a pretty typical green-white thing. It's usually like counters or enchantments or sort of thing. So bestow powerful auras and other enchantments onto your resilient threats and trample over the competition. I was thinking about threats as coming from the opponents, and I was like, why would you want to put enchantments on your opponent's creatures? Unless they were, of course, like detrimental enchantments. All right, white-black is a sacrifice themed deck. That happened. That's a pretty common thing. So find strength in the afterlife, sacrifice your creatures to power up your spells. Blue-red is prowess, so you're going to cast a lot of instants and sorceries that'll buff up your creatures. Black-green is graveyard monsters, so a well-stocked graveyard grows your creatures. That's pretty cool. Red-white is heroic. I've heard that this is pretty good. I've heard a bit about Pioneer Masters, but I've not played it at all. This is my first time ever playing it here. Your heroic creatures charge into combat, backed by auras, pump spells, and other aggressive tactics. And then we have green-blue is Converge Gates. Master the gates of Ravnica and use their mana to cast bombastic spells of many colors. Really interesting. All right. So those are kind of our themes. We're going to try to keep those in mind, but I'm not going to be perfect. You can see here, again, first time I'm putting a draft video out on the channel, so I'll do a little bit of explaining on Arena. It costs either 10,000 gold or 1,500 gems to enter. I don't have 10,000 gold. I do have 1,500 gems. And then depending on how many wins you get a certain payout. Now, these are not cumulative. You just get whatever you land on. So you'll notice here at 5 wins, you can actually get more gems back than it costs to play. So if you land at 5 wins, you essentially can view it as a quote-unquote free draft and then go in for another one. If you get 4 wins, you're 100 short. So if you can balance between 4 and 5 wins every single time, you can do what the Arena enthusiasts tend to call basically like a going infinite combo, where you can kind of, if you bounce between these more often than not, maybe you get a 3 win, maybe you get a 7 win, you know, you're going to be able to draft pretty consistently. Nathaniel is not that good, but he's trying to get there. He's especially not going to be that good in a format that he hasn't seen at all, but we're going to give it our best bet. So we are going to jump into this, and we're going to see what it's like to draft some Pioneer Masters. Now, I will remind you guys, I do not have any experience with the set, so I'm not going to know what cards do. I'm going to be trying to read them, but at the same time, you only have a limited amount of time for each pick. So we're going to do our best. We're going to pray. That's what we're going to do. That is also why it's on my alt account, is I have some gems that I don't mind losing. But on my main account, I would like to do as many drafts with the gems and gold that I have as possible. All right, we're going to wait for them to ready up. Any day now, good sirs. And we're in. Okay, so I immediately like to shift it to this just because it's a little bit more readable. And our first rare is each land is a swamp. I don't think that's going to be a very beneficial card. So let's start looking at some other stuff. Bestow, lifelink. So what does Bestow do? If you cast it for it's an aura with enchant creature. It then becomes a creature if it's not attached. Interesting. I don't hate that. A 1/1 with lifelink that you can use as an enchantment. When it writes, create a 5/5 black demon with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 2 life. Enters, target opponent reveals their hand. You can choose an instant or sorcery and exile it. That's not great. Activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability. It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Aura spells cost 1 less. I've seen this card before. Read the Bones is decent. Draw. I think I'm just going to try this one out. Okay, we got past Assemble the Legion. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a muster counter on it. Then create a 1/1 red and white soldier creature token with haste for each muster counter on it. So this got passed to me probably because it's a 5-drop that doesn't really do anything until it gets more muster counters on it. So I don't think I'm going to be bothering to pick it up either. I'm going to trust the person that passed it to me and that it's not a very great card. I don't hate this. Lifelink Renown. What does Renown do? When this creature deals combat damage to a player, if it isn't renowned, put a +1/+1 counter on it, it becomes renowned. So it can become a 4/4 with lifelink. I mean, I don't hate it. Lifelink is okay. Can't be blocked. I mean, a 1/1 that can't be blocked, but then you can create a bigger thing that can't be blocked. I don't hate that at all. Tap up to 4 target creatures. Monstrous, you put that many +1/+1 counters on it. So that's just a massive creature. Bird, mutant that can evolve. Destroy target artifact or enchantment doesn't seem bad. I think we'll just stick with the enchantment theme right now. Now this is a really good card in actual Pioneer and stuff like that from what I know, which is a format, but I feel like in limited you don't want to be getting rid of something just to create a 3/3. Let's see. It deals 2 damage to any target. Aura spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I mean, I don't hate this card at all. Essence Scatter is probably pretty good. I've seen that one before. That one's actually in Foundations. Combat damage to a player, scry 2, and he's a flyer. I just put into a graveyard, draw a card. Don't hate it. Oh, this is a land. I like that. I think I'm going to take this guy. So if I remember correctly, the white-blue deck was flyers, so we want to kind of focus on that a little bit, but... Now, in Foundations, there's a 1-1 flying lifelink for 1, and I feel like a 1-2 flying lifelink for 2 is probably still just as good. Here we have another land. Returning a card from your graveyard to hand is not too shabby. Whenever this enters, you may put a creature card with mana value 3 or less from your hand onto the graveyard. It gains haste. Interesting. Okay. That's not horrible either. I don't know between those two. We might control a creature with flying. And draw a card. I don't hate that either, if we're kind of into that flying deck. For each color of mana. Interesting. So this thing can be a pretty big flyer if you have a bunch of gates. Yeah, I think we'll just actually get the flyer, since that's sort of the color that we're in right now. That's a really weird spell. This is the 4/4 that destroys target artifact or enchantment. This creates 3 1/1 Eldrazi's that you can create later. It's interesting. So this is a selective draw card. I mean, we have a good number of auras, so I don't hate that. Do these count as auras? No, they don't count as auras, so you can't go get them. This gives a creature flying or is a creature with flying. I don't hate that. 1/1 with hexproof for 1. That's interesting. Ooh, that's a gate payoff. Nimbus Naiad. We could get another one. What does Afterlife do? When this creature dies, create a 1/1 white and black spirit creature token with flying. Okay, so this is just like a 2-for-1 sort of. Okay, whenever you cast a spell that targets it, a 1-drop for 0 and 4. I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, you cast one of these things on it with its bestow, and suddenly you got a pretty beefy boy. I also don't hate just going for the flyer here, or even this one. If you cast a spell, each opponent loses a life, you gain 1 life. It deals combat damage. We don't have too many big drops yet, but I kind of want to save our big drops for maybe something a little bit stronger. It looks like green is open here. We should have like shifted into green. Put 1 onto the battlefield, tap the rest into your hand. If there are 2 or more instants or sorcery cards in your graveyard, search your library for up to 3 basic forest cards. Huh. Seems like the green-black deck might have been a little open here. Target creature gains protection from color of your choice. I mean, that's not horrible either. As a land. Well, my bad. What we have here, we got a prowess. When it enters, return target enchantment card from your graveyard to hand. I mean, that's kind of exactly what we want, right? So I think we probably just take that. It's not a flyer, but I mean, I don't hate this guy, right? Like, I mean, he's just a solid 2/2 for us to play, I think. I don't hate this card, but I don't know if we have enough flying. What is this? Mill 3 cards. You may put a non-creature, non-land card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. I don't love that card. I definitely don't love that card. Let's see. What does Evolve do here? if it has a greater power or toughness than this creature. Oh, so this thing just gets bigger. I bet that's power. I bet that's good. I bet that's really good. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, rapid hybridization is still coming around because it's probably just not really good. So I think here we just take the top end. And by top end, I mean the cost of the spell. Do we have enough flyers? I mean, at this point, I feel like we kind of have enough that we can already probably grab that. I guess we technically have a green card, so I'll take the green card here. Ooh. I think we just take the flyer. I think we just kind of dedicate ourselves into the flying game here. So, as I mentioned earlier, there's 8 people around a table. We're all passing packs to the left. I will take that guy out. Honestly, yeah. Okay. All right. So here we got an unplayable rare, I don't think. Let's see. We have a X and a green. Haze protection from blue. It enters with X plus and plus 1 counters on it. I mean, it's a good card, but we're not really going to be able to play that. In fact, we did not open a very good pack for us at all. Because we are pretty committed to white-blue, unless something crazy happens. Which is interesting, because the enchantment theme is white-green, right? But we might just surveil one, draw a card here. Oh, wait, we have a white-blue multicolor here. Detained permanents can't attack or block. Detained target non-land permanent. Can't attack or block. That's huge, actually. Ooh, what is this? Until your next turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by target permanent and opponent controls. Draw a card. You may play an additional land this turn. Massive. You get an emblem with, at the beginning of your end step, create a 9/9. Wow. Honestly, both of these kind of slap. We can splash this relatively easily. We just need to get a little bit of green going. I don't know how good this is. Target permanent. I mean, I think you probably just use it for card draw, though, right? Like,
right into battle.
I'm going to grab it. There's a chance that we play it. Flying, first strike, 4/4, bestow, enchanted creature gets flying. And I mean, this is just everything that we want in a card, right? I don't hate the double strike one here either. This is a much better pack for us. This is a prowess card, so probably more of a red-blue. What does this do? When it enters, return target instant or sorcery creature card from your graveyard to hand. That's pretty good. If it would die, exile it instead. Yeah, meh. I mean, I understand why that part has to be there. Celestial Archon. I like that card. I think we got a good pick there. Let's see. When it enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. I don't hate this if we're trying to splash the green. Treasure Cruise. Each card you exile from your graveyard. Flying. What does this do? Gets +1/+1 and gives it double strike. I mean, casting this as a 1/1 with double strike is really not great. And 6 cost is a pretty big high end. Only if you cast another spell this turn. I don't hate that, though. Yes, I'm here. I'm so sorry. What did I get? Ah, we're throwing right now. Okay, Hippogriff. What does Rebound do? If you cast a spell from your hand, exile it as it resolves at the beginning of your next upkeep. You may cast this card from exile. I don't hate that. Honestly. I also don't hate this protection. Creatures entering don't cause abilities to trigger. I don't know if I have any of those. I think I might just take the land here. I want to keep out an eye for... Ooh, we like this guy, right? Flying 3/1. Whenever it enters, detain target non-land permanent opponent controls. Can't attack, block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. I mean, that just seems great. This card seems great. Let's see. What else do we have here? What does Embalm do? To create a token that's a copy of this card, except it's white, it has no mana cost, and it's a zombie. Awaken. Target land. Look at cards. I don't hate that. Card draw is important. In fact, I think I'm just going to take the card draw here. That's interesting. I don't love really anything here. I guess we'll take another one of these guys, but we might be cutting that later. Let's see. I mean, if we're splashing, I actually don't hate this, but we could just surveil one, draw a card. You know, I'll take that in case we end up splashing. She seems really good. I don't really love anything that's here. I mean, we'll take that, but I don't think we're playing it. I hated that buzzing noise. Let's see. It seems weak. I think we'll take it just because it is technically in our theme, but I don't love it. Delve seems rather unpopular here. Or Treasure Cruise with Delve. My bad. My bad. I guess I'll just take another top-end flyer. I don't know if we'll end up playing both of them, but we might. We never know. Let's take a look at what our deck's looking like now. We've got way too many creatures already. We're waiting on a pack. We're waiting on a pack. See, so now we're passing to the right. I mean, I guess now I'll take this, but I might just take this out. I don't know if we really need it. I don't think we're going to be playing that. I don't think we're going to be playing that. Okay. We can exert it to create a token. We could just take another one of these guys, which seems rather powerful. I don't hate this either. Green would have been a good pick here. What is this? That seems a little pricey for what you're getting from it. I think I'm just going to take the Cloudfin here. I mean, this seems like a really good one drop. I mean, if we're splashing green anyways, this gave us the reason to splash green as well. So I think we're going to take it as a massive top end. Dragon Lord Dramoka. It can't be countered. It's got flying. It's got lifelink. And your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. I mean, that's just solid. I think we have all the more reason to splash here. So we want to keep out for anything that's going to let us get more green sources. Because these are both worthy of a splash. I mean, they're both mythics. There are 2 mythics, right? I don't even know if we have any rares. I think we might just have those mythics. As we wait for pack. I definitely should have been using my time a little bit better to learn what cards do, but I don't hate this deck so far. I mean, knowing my luck, it's going to perform really poorly, but you never know. I don't think this works with the enchantment creatures. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does. So I think we're just going to run another one of these, and we probably won't run all three of them. I mean, we're already going to have to be making cuts. I don't think I'm going to run all three of them. Let's see, what do we have here? Fog effects aren't very good. I mean, white-blue is exactly what we're in. Draw a card. But, I mean, honestly, totally playable. Yeah, completely playable. I love that card. All right. I don't mind a counter-target creature spell. Essence Scatter isn't too shabby. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. You're not going to be... Yeah, that's not great. I don't hate this. I think I'm just going to take... No, I'm going to take the Essence Scatter. I like Essence Scatter. Wow. Multiple Void Winnowers. I mean, I feel like you just kind of win if you get this out. I guess it doesn't have any form of protection, but like... It still just seems really good. I don't hate this as a land either. I'm going to take the land. I guess we'll just take a Surveil. I don't know if we'll end up playing it or consider. I mean, I'm going to take as many of those as I can get, realistically. Every creature I play after that just kind of buffs it, you know what I mean? Well, I guess not every creature. I guess most of my creatures don't. Now that I'm thinking about it. Are we another 2-drop? Destroy target tapped creature. I don't think I want to run that guy. I mean, we're going to have to make some major cuts to this deck already. I don't see me running this either. That seems really good. I'll take it. If we're splashing already. That might be a mistake. It just means I have to run more green than I'd probably like, but I don't hate it. I don't know how many double pips we have anyways, so alright, let's take a gander here. So we already have some land cards. Yeah, we have these, which is something to consider. Alright, so what's going to get cut? I think we only need to run 2 of those guys. I don't think we need to consider. Let's see, what else do we want to cut here? We're going to need to cut quite a bit. We need to cut creatures, like, for sure. So I think we can cut down to 1 of those guys. Return target enchantment card from your graveyard to hand. Can get back my enchantment creatures. So I actually really like this guy. Maybe just 1 of them, though? Don't need 2 of those. Don't need that. I don't really want the double striker. don't mind removal. Okay, well, all this is looking a little bit more manageable. 7, 14, 17. Maybe I can cut down on a plains here. All right, what else? I don't know if I need the Hopeful Eidolon. I don't mind this curve, though. It looks pretty good. Let's see, what's my weakest card now? I don't think this changes the game for me, so I think I'm going to cut it. So what to cut for my last cut? Probably this. All right, let's do it. Let's, what's a good representation of the deck? I like this guy. All right. Here we go. We have made a draft deck. It's white, blue with a splash of green in it, and we're going to take it for a spin. This is obviously a rather powerful format, so I'm not expecting to do very well, especially considering that I've never actually played Pioneer Masters before, but we're going to take this deck for a spin. The way that the drafting works on this is you get up to 7 wins or until you've suffered your 3rd loss. So we're going to get to see at least 3 games. I'm going to guarantee you guys 3 games here. Not really what we want to see, but I think I'm going to keep it. I mean, that got a little bit better, but not great by any means. At least we have a 2-drop. That could get troublesome. I don't have a way to play this at instant speed, or I would have held that up. All right, he's up to 21. That's not great, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, we still haven't drawn a blue source, which is a little annoying, but it happens. What do you do? Oh, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just destroy this. Swing in. I guess I don't know what he has for 1 white. Nothing too crazy. Okay, so next turn, I can play this. Oh wait, does it create it with haste? Wow, okay, that's pretty good. I don't hate the race that I'm in right now. I just really need a blue card. The bestow cost on this is 7. That's wild. I guess that makes sense, though. I have a feeling he can buff here, so I won't block. I'd rather just take the free attacks. If he targets this, he can't attack with the token that it creates because it's past the combat phase. But we really need a blue source. I mean, any land will let us play this out. But a blue source will let us play whichever of these we want. I think we save this to lock down maybe a bigger thing that he plays. So maybe we just go this one for now? Either that or a flying first striker. Oof. Well, either way, I don't do anything pre-combat here, so I would rather go ahead and scare him a little bit here and just move to combat, see what he plays. Okay. That's manageable. I think a 4/4 would really trip him up here. I think that's what I'm going to play. I think I am going to play out a 4/4. A 4/4 first striker is definitely not something that he wants to deal with. He's got a flying 2/3 coming in that he could play now because he got his double white sources. That's okay. I can play this next turn and detain it. Hit him for 6. I don't hate the idea of that. Jesus. Ugh. It's not worth it. I can take 2 damage. I don't want to lose this guy. He's my biggest creature. If he plays out a flyer to block me and I detain it and I have 3 flyers on board, I'm honestly in a pretty good situation. Now this guy might make this cheaper to cast as a bestow. That's worth looking into. It should, because it's an aura when you cast it for bestow. What is this? Interesting. I'm curious, does it? It does. Okay, cool. So the question is what to do now. I can just kind of like hold out my advantage, like don't overcommit to a win here. But I can also just double spell, which is pretty good. Which does let me slip in another 2 damage because it can't block. Smack. Alright, he's down to 9. He's down to 9 with 8 in the air on board. That's a dangerous amount in the air. Oh, it's to any target. I was not expecting that. I should have read that card better. That makes this card much, much better. I can take 4. I'm not too worried about that. Whenever you cast this while that targets. Wait, but did it... I was going to say, did it even target him? I don't know if it did. That was weird. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if I make it unblockable, which is not a win. So probably not worth it. Put one of them into your hand, the other on the bottom of your library. Well, I guess I will take a blue source here. Okay, does he, the question is, does he have the means to, wait, did he get rid of the, this thing isn't detained anymore. I don't know why. Oh, that's weird. Alright, he's dead on board in the air. How big is this? 2, 3? Jesus. This deck is insane because he's getting the double. He gets to target both of them with that card. That's wild. So he's literally getting this trigger, and destroying one of my things with a single card. For one red-white, he's buffing a defense, buffing an offense, creating a 1/1, and then... yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, he got me. I was not kidding when I started drafting. I have heard the heroic deck is insane. He did all of that with 4 land. It is insane. Deck is wild. Well, we almost had him. He was dead on board if he couldn't do something like that. He just happened to have every card that he needed for that deck. Drafted a really good red-white deck. Which, like I said, I have heard. Not played before, but have heard that the heroic deck went hard. And now we've seen it. That didn't even have any rares, I don't think. I think that was just staple commons and uncommons. The key to a good draft deck. My rares really wouldn't have done much there. I mean, I guess the flying lifelinker might have. On to the second match. I mean, we have a white source at turn 3 and a creature at turn 1. I guess I'll keep it, but I really need to draw a white source. I'm going to get 2 draws before my second turn anyways. Well, that wasn't it. Alright, let's see it. So far, he's green-black. 2/2 with reach. That helps. That's pretty solid. Okay, so now I have a 1/2 flyer. Woohoo, I can cast this bestow for only 6 mana. I actually do have the 5 mana to eventually get this guy out. It's just going to be this on turn 3 and then another land on turn 4. So I can get this out turn 4. Whenever a gate you control enters, draw a card. Wow, okay. Yee. I don't hate getting this out a little bit sooner so they can get buffed up. Yeah, sure. I'm not really using his benefit right now. I'd be willing to trade here, I think. Open up my flyers. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he'd probably be willing to. I'm okay taking 2 damage if he swings at me next turn. I don't like that I didn't get good use out of my mana here. Like oh! I'm so stupid, guys. I could have played this for 3, tapped it for the 1 blue. I could have played both of these last turn. And still gotten this out turn 4. Oh. It's okay. Sometimes you just don't. Oh, did he play a gate? He did. Okay, well. Infinite card draw over here if he's got a really good gate deck, but we just have to hope that he doesn't. It's not a great sign because he's already got 2 gates played. Let's hope for a no-flyer gate deck because I completely messed up my... Okay, well, this works out a little bit in my favor because I can do this. Oh, does he have a counter? Did he hold up an Essence Scatter? No, it wouldn't pause on that for Essence Scatter. Cool. Alright. We're buffing the birds. Alright, next. Here I think we happily send in our 2/2s and all for the trade. I could destroy this. I kind of don't want him to have it. He's already drawn 1 card off of it. I mean, I don't hate that he's using that now. Devotion to green is going to be 1. It's just going to become a 3/3. Yeah, I mean, it happens. But he used up a card on that. Okay, I don't hate that. I actually don't hate that at all. Alright, let's go ahead and just sack and destroy this here. I don't want him getting more card draw. I only have 2 cards in my hand. I need him to not have more. Luckily, we only have flyers now, so this reach is going to become a little pointless soon because this is going to make everything big enough to just be able to kill this. Assuming he doesn't have removal here. He might. Alright, he's got land. Wow. That is the exact type of card that he needed to get rid of my indestructible artifact. That's kind of funny. And he's just going to get his guild summon back. That's crazy, dude. Wow. Wow. That is insane that that's what just happened to us. Alright, well, he's just going to take the 2 here. Alright. Now we're just waiting on a land drop. We have 5 drops in our hands that we can't play. And if it's an island, we literally can't play another one of them. So now he plays a gate. Oh, he can draw 2 off of it. Wow, he almost benefited from the fact that we... He almost benefited from the fact that we destroyed it. That's insane. Alright, his own 0-1. And then he draws a card. Man is cooking. He's going to work. Are you going to attack? Please do. I really want something to be able to destroy. I mean, it's better than nothing. I get to send them both in now. He probably doesn't have... I was going to say, he probably doesn't have a reason to block here. Intern. I could kind of scare him a little bit here and just like stop. Dude! Infinite card draw. I tried to destroy this too. Creature can't be blocked by creature with power 2 or less. Whenever a gate you control enters, you may put this card from your graveyard on top of your library. Great. He has an 8/8. Ladies and gentlemen, he has an 8/8. Attack. That's kind of huge. Now, does Detain do what I think it does? Because I feel like... I feel like I'm missing something here. Detain target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Let's try it again. I'm going to detain the Gate Colossus. Swing in my 3/4s. Honestly, I think I'm going to swing that in too. I'm going to push aggro here because it's really all we got. Okay. Alright, I don't hate this. This has been detained. Oh, you can have it become a copy. Oh my goodness. That's kind of insane. And it has trample? Oh, buddy. He doesn't have reach on the board yet. Wait, he doesn't have reach on the board yet. Oh, this is better than I thought it is. I thought it was copy until end of turn. See, this is where you learn things. Let's go! He realized that he didn't have the 9 damage. Alright, we gotta win, people. We're gonna at least see 4 games today. Good stuff. We cut that one a little close. He had some crazy gate stuff going on there. I mean, an honestly impressive gate deck. Alright, into game 3. We at least get 4 games on the video today. We don't 0 and 3, which honestly, I can't even be too upset if I do 0 and 3 with a brand new format, you know. I've never seen the cards before. I'm already learning cards that are way better than I thought they were, and vice versa. I mean, we go first. We can play most of our cards. I think it's still a good idea, even to keep it without the blue source. Well, that'll do it. I think I would rather be able to untap. That's probably better than this guy. It's also a little more likely to chip in damage. It's basically vigilance. Well, that's a little annoying. I guess here we'll play another. I guess I should have played out my green just in case I draw the card. I'll play a little aggressive here. Green's probably going to get bigger than me in the long run, so yeah. I think it works. Interesting. Mill 2 cards. Interesting. Okay, that's really good for his deck, I assume. I think here I'm going to get out my green source. And play out this. No attacks. And then just hope that next turn I probably... Next turn, I mean, he's probably going to attack with this, so next turn I can Swift Reckoning it. I can actually play both my cards here. Yeah, no blocks. I take 2, but it's also tapped, so now I can kill it with Swift Reckoning, which I kind of needed. Okay, he can't afford to exile it in response. He's got a 1/4? Interesting. Okay, so then here... I'm going to destroy that. And then... Do I have an enchantment card to return from my graveyard? I don't, so I'm just losing that benefit. But I think it's probably better to just play out a 3/2. Now, right now, his 1/4 is putting in the work. Because I can't swing as long as this is back to block. I mean, I could once I have both of them, but... I need to draw one of my top end cards soon. This would be a horrible time to draw like my 0/1 flyer. But I have 2 of them in the deck, so it's totally possible. Here comes the 5/5 demon. Well, that doesn't do much. So what you want to do is trade this guy away. And then you get to keep the 5/5 demon without losing life. That's really good, actually. Alright. No attacks. In turn. So, like, he can attack with this, and I don't want to kill it, because it's what's doing 2 damage to him every turn. Yeah, I don't think we have the win on this one, boys. But it's not the best deck I've ever drafted either, so I can't really be too upset. And it's also not our 3rd loss. We have another shot. I mean, I can't guarantee that the game's over here, but I almost don't want to kill it, right? Because, yeah, I actually shouldn't kill it here. No blocks. I'd rather him take 2 damage at the beginning of his upkeep. I don't like that. What is this? Bestow. It gets plus X. X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. How many creature cards are in his graveyard? 1, 2, 3. So you can make this an 8/8. Or you can just cast it this turn. As a... Oh, it's a 4. Never mind. Hold up. 1, 2, 3. Wait. X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. Ooh, that's more powerful than I thought. Yeah, I don't think we have the... oh, yeah. Yeah, boys. I think this one's over. He also gained life. I don't know how he did that, but somehow. Probably this. You gained 6 life. Jeez. Jeez. We did not draft the best colors here, boys. Alright, I guess I have to double block here. And give this protection against black. Oh, I could have just blocked single because I had prowess. It's fine. I'm learning. Yeah, I could have blocked on just by itself because it has prowess. So it would have become a 4/3 that can't take damage to it. So I guess I would have kept my 2/2. If we pull a card next turn that makes it look like keeping my 2/2 would have won me the game, then... I mean, I do still have a game winner card, right? I could top deck the Dragon Lord, which is a 5/7 lifelinker. I think that top deck wins me the... Bro, what? Dog, what is happening? No, that ain't it. That ain't what we needed. If a creature card with flying was exiled with this ability... Oh, so you exile cards, different stuff, and it gives it ability. So we exiled something with reach to give it reach, but you can do it with all the keywords. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I guess we'll just get rid of this thing here. It's a sorcery speed, so I couldn't have even done it next turn. Oh, I do get to draw a card off of it. Okay. All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I hope you don't mind if I take my octopus for a walk.
All right.
I'm on top of the food chain.
All right. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. So he's coming at me. I have to block, so I'm going to block here. I could keep the creature, but then I take 4, right? So I have to block a 2. If he has a way to buff the trample, there's nothing I can do anyways. Oh, this does regenerate. That could be bad for me. That could be really bad for me. But, you know. I could still... This gives me another shot to draw the dragon. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, cool. How did he buff it? How did he buff it? Is it part of this? Hold up. Learning opportunity, boys. Where's view the battlefield? There it is. Is it here? Discard a creature card, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, cool. So yeah, he had me. He had a way to kill me anyways. All right. Well, we tried. I don't hate my blue-white flyers deck. I just don't think it's the best one out there. I'm gonna off camera once I get done with this. I'm gonna definitely look up what detain does because it seems so powerful, but I feel like there's got to be a catch to it. And we saw that one creature no longer be detained. All right, we have both our colors. We just only have 2 lands. You know what we say, boys? 2 lands in a dream. 2 lands in a dream. All right, that's a pretty good start for 2 lands in a dream. I would actually rather get this buffed up by this guy. Okay, we got a 1/2 and a 2/2. So let's see. Whenever a creature enters under your control, if that creature has a greater power or toughness. So it doesn't exactly go too well with the enchantments. Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. I think here we just hope to draw a card off of this, or draw a land off of it, which we did not. Oh, I can play this as a land. I'm so stupid, guys. That's the whole reason it's in my deck. Green source and we're golden, boys. Green source and we're golden. Come on. Come on, please. That's all I need. Ask and thou won't receive. I can just push the flyers. This becomes a 5/5 flyer. And we race. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably best. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to... it's fine. At least I buffed up my flyer. Now I can double block. Maybe it won't... Maybe he won't attack. I don't know. He's probably going to attack. At least I have 2 flyers now. Definitely not what I meant to do. I think if I hit him for 5 more than I did last turn, it would have been pretty big. I guess 4 more, because this wouldn't have been buffed up. Oh, God. Okay, well, at least now I can... Now if he bothers to attack with it, I just single block. Okay, he didn't. Draw a card, put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library. Pretty big. That only leaves me with 1 mana. But I could get a land from it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Alright, let's go get a land. So now I have this, and I... Oh, this gets... it's exiled until... I was gonna say that I can have this at instant speed, but I don't. Alright, well, at least I can use this. Alright. A smackaroonies, boys. What does scavenge do? Draw a card for each creature you control. And he gains 4. That's really powerful in his deck, honestly. That's going to be hard to come back from. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, each opponent loses a life. You gain 1 life for each one. Okay, I mean, I think he'd rather target this guy, but it's all good. Okay, I think I would rather him have to play that out again, so I'm gonna do that. And it stops him from drawing something else next turn. No blocks here. I have 4 damage next turn. Rebound. I guess here I would probably want this. Give me my... Ah! It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Make this guy a 3/3 that can't be blocked. I don't hate it. I don't love it either, though. I think here I just hold up this, because I can cast it at instant speed. Alright. Bring him back down to 12. In turn. We're kind of waiting out a land here, right? We're waiting out a green source. We've got 4 of them in the deck. There's only 23 cards left. There's like a 1 in 6 chance every time we draw a card. What does exploit do? You may sack a creature. Huh. I wonder if he will. Is he gonna sack a creature? Okay, he is. Is he taking this thing out? All right. Yeah, I don't blame him for getting that back out. I don't know if I should be casting this, but I'm going to. Okay, so the scavenge is something it can do from the graveyard. That's annoying. I mean, do we just slam the Dragon Lord? That's a tough pill to swallow. Does he have removal? He probably does. Jesus Christ! Well, that's a tough cookie to swallow. Oh, this can't block? This doesn't have trample, so this is a perfect like little blocker for it. Can't cast spells with even mana values. Oh my gosh. Can't block with creatures with even mana values. Huh. So you'd have to remove this somehow. You don't have an even mana value. Dang, this thing's powerful. I should have maybe taken one of them. Save a blocker. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and say he doesn't have a way to gain life. What does that do? And or creatures that share a color with it. So I'm just dead? 1, 2, 3, 14. Yeah, I'm dead. My best blocks are that, and I still take exactly 15 damage. I mean, what can you do? Oh, nothing. You can't do anything about that. I didn't even think about not being able to cast either of these spells when he dropped that. Crazy. All right, well, that's a draft. That is a 1 in 3, which is really bad. We'll go over the rewards in a second here, but this is exactly why I did on my alternate account. You notice I had 5,100 gems here, and I will be getting back 100. So, you know, I lost 1,400 gems to get the 3 packs we opened and then 1 legit pack here. So I'll go ahead and claim that. And then here at the end of the video, what we'll do is we'll open the pack that we won right here. And we actually do get 3 free packs once a new format comes out. So let's reload those. And we'll open them up just to learn the sets a little bit more, right? All right, let's open them. Save us some time and do an open all. All right, let's look at new cards first. We have a bunch of gates that we opened. We've seen these already. What's this do? This is a land that can discard a card for someone, sacrifice a creature of their choice. Gains haste, draw a card. I feel like we've seen this. Yeah, we saw this one. We know what Read the Bones does. This is the same as that guy. Supernatural Stamina. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains when this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped. For those of you that don't know, Ashley is a big fan of these types of cards. The ones that bring a creature back when it dies. Because you basically just send them into death and then it comes back. Counter target spell. Exile it. That's not horrible. Jade creature can't attack, so this is just like a pacifism effect. Sacrifice another creature. It gains protection from the color of your choice. That seems interesting. Return it to its owner hand. Sacrifice a creature of their choice. Prowess. Draw a card when it damages a player. Pretty good. Return target card from graveyard to hand. We saw the land earlier. Clear Shot is a really good one. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 and then deals damage. So it's a punch spell. And this is let's see, it deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control. So if you have a go wide deck. And then our 4 rares from opening, we got the red-white land. Nothing crazy there, I don't think. Secure the Wastes. I guess this is a definition of that go wide deck, right? So maybe this is good in red-white, I assume. Because this just creates you a bunch of white warrior creature tokens. Sylvan. I don't know how to pronounce that. Caryatid? Anyways, tap for to add mana of any color, defender and hexproof, and then silence. Your opponents can't cast spells this turn. That's a pretty good card, honestly. Just say that they can't cast anything on their turn. I don't hate it. All right, cool. So that's Pioneer Masters. I had never played it before. I am not going to complain too much about my very first draft of a format being a 1-3. It happens. I gave it my best shot. We actually can see here I completed a challenge, and I actually am pretty close to completing the rest of them. So off camera, I'm probably going to get those done and just start saving up more gold here so that I can keep drafting on this account. But I've been a huge, massive fan of Foundations Draft, which is what you guys will probably be seeing more of on this channel around this time. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really love drafting. I hope you guys enjoyed the draft environment. I know it wasn't a like hardcore gamer does perfect in draft 7-0 because I'm not that good at the game, but I definitely give it my best. And I hope you guys enjoyed some of my opinions on the cards and whatnot. If you guys have liked anything that you've seen on the channel, whether it be this video or something else that we've put out, it would do us so much if you guys would like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Everything that you guys do is such a huge benefit to the channel, so it really, really, really means the world to us. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. May the rules be ever in your favor, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.